All right, let's jump right into this explainer. Today we're focusing on something tailored specifically for educators, instructional designers, and really anyone whose job it is to make learning stick. We're going to look at exactly how to transform your boring, completely static charts into dynamic video lessons using a really exciting new tool.
But hey, before we even touch the tech, if you're a teacher or an instructional designer, I want you to stop and really think about this for a second. How long does it actually take to animate a lesson chart? Think about the hours usually spent trying to make visual materials somewhat captivating for your students. Hours you probably could have spent, I don't know, actually sleeping or drinking your coffee while it's still hot. We all know that a flat bar chart doesn't exactly thrill a classroom, right? But making it move, making it engaging, historically, that has been a massive, super time-consuming headache.
Well, enter this incredible new development, Gemini Omni. Google has officially stepped into the vacuum of free AI video generation here, and it's an incredibly powerful tool for filling your classroom with engaging content. It's built on this amazing multimodal promise, meaning it takes inputs like text, images, audio, video, or even drawings, and it turns them right into dynamic video. For our purposes today, this is absolutely going to become your new best friend for lesson prep.
So here's our roadmap for today. We'll meet Gemini Omni, talk about the static data problem, look at animating lesson charts, run through the step-by-step workflow, and finally, look at the time saved for teachers.
Okay, Section 1. Meet Gemini Omni. What's honestly so wild about this tech is just how accessible it is right now. Announced recently at Google I/O 2026, the system uses the Gemini OmniFlash model specifically for video creation, taking all those inputs we just mentioned. But the absolute best part for educators operating on tight budgets? You don't need expensive software to start creating. It's accessible for free via YouTube Shorts Remix and the YouTube Create app. The tools are literally right there in your pocket.
Moving along to Section 2, the static data problem.
So, the massive hurdle we all face in education is keeping students engaged with data. We have to teach complex concepts, and that usually means graphs, charts, and infographics. This comparison brilliantly illustrates the stark contrast in how we usually handle that data. On the left, you've got the agonizing learning curve of traditional animation software. To get a simple chart to animate, you need complex technical skills and, frankly, hours of your life. But on the right, the empowering simplicity of Gemini Omni. You just use plain text inputs to animate static data rapidly. It completely removes the technical barrier to entry.
Which brings us to Section 3, animating lesson charts.
Listen, to get the perfect educational output, you don't need to be some sort of expert prompt engineer. You just feed Omni a flat chart, a static image, and use this exact text prompt to dictate the motion. Let's read it together. Animate this infographic, bring each data point in sequentially, add smooth transitions between sections, keep the visual style clean and professional. That's it. That is the magic phrase.
So why does that specific prompt work like a charm? Well, by dissecting it, we can see why Omni is so successful here. The AI actually understands the natural reading order for data visualization. It doesn't just slap on random flashy effects that distract from the learning, it respects the natural flow of the information. It executes a logical reveal sequence, creates smooth motion transitions, and keeps the whole thing looking incredibly clean. It's like having a professional motion graphics designer on call, but it answers directly to your text prompt.
Let's get practical. Section 4, the step-by-step workflow.
I want to show you the exact process so you can replicate this workflow immediately for your next lesson plan. The interface features this very clean new pill-shaped prompt bar, making these 3 steps super intuitive. Step 1, tap the plus icon to open the full creation menu and select Create Video. Step 2, import that boring static infographic right from your camera roll or desktop. Step 3, drop in that exact sequential animation prompt we just talked about and hit Generate. That's the whole shebang. Now, just a quick heads up as you're planning your lessons. Google's current deployment reality means every single generated video clip is limited to exactly 10 seconds. It's not a fundamental constraint of the model itself, but it is the limit of the system as it's deployed today. So think in terms of microlessons, short data reveals, or just piecing together a few 10-second clips to build out a larger presentation.
Let's wrap things up with Section 5, time saved for teachers. Let's bring this all together by focusing on what this actually means for your extremely limited prep time. 1. That is the number of minutes it takes to generate a professional-looking chart animation using Gemini Omni.
Just let that sink in for a second. An animation that would otherwise take a non-technical person hours to build in traditional software is now done in under 60 seconds. You are literally reclaiming hours of your week while simultaneously bringing top-tier production value to your classroom.
With a tool this fast, this free, and honestly this accessible, the technical hurdles are completely gone. The only limit left is your imagination. So as you look at your curriculum right now, what complex topic will you bring to life for your students tomorrow?